We got more information coming out from the Shrine Bowl. They asked Shador Sanders, they being the Giants, Browns, and Titans, all having those top-end draft picks, to not practice in the Shrine Bowl or play. Obviously showing a lot of interest in him. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then, of course, the Super Bowl is now set as the championship games have come to a close. I think it's interesting to talk about it. We don't talk NFL too much on here, but we've got some historic things happening, and I feel like I'd be doing a disservice if we didn't talk about it. Let's roll the intro and let's get into it, baby. Come on. Alrighty. So, like we mentioned at the top of the show, they had Giants, Browns, and Titans have asked Shador to not practice. Now, I kind of mentioned it in yesterday's show that, look, there's obviously been a lot of talks, and I think Coach Prime has made his voice known that he does not want the Browns drafting his sons, rightfully so. And I kind of made it clear I wouldn't want him to play for the Titans either. Now, I saw a mock draft, which is for me, my preference, because I was high on the Raiders, where I saw the Raiders trading with the Titans that first overall pick. Titans would go down to number 6 because there's been talks the Titans could go defense, get Abdullah Carter, and they probably would get him down at the bottom, just given what's in front of them. I think Jags still go probably inside defensive lineman with Mason. You still got Travis Hunter that obviously will go pretty high. So if they make that move, go number 1 and take Shador, that would be interesting. Would love to see that possibly happen because personally, there's no coaching situation. There is no situation that I would want them to go and be a part of. And of course, with the success that Jaden Daniels had this year as a freshman, the expectation of rookie quarterbacks continues to grow year in and year out. And with what Jaden Daniels was able to do this year, and look, that Washington team wasn't anything to write home about, but it was definitely had the right pieces and was missing a very key component, that component being Jaden Daniels. And I think there are teams like that. I think the Raiders have kind of a little bit of aura of that. There may be a few more things they could put together, but Pete Carroll provides that, a Super Bowl winning coach. Let's see what he puts around there. I think if they add some key pieces, that team could be on its way. The Giants, I'm not a fan of the head coach. I don't think he's got his head squared on too tight. They let Saquon Barkley walk. There's just a lot of things there that I'm not sold on. But you got Malik Neighbors. You've got Taylor, the running back. They've got smaller pieces, but again, I'm not sold on just the culture, the coaching, the entire thing. And don't even get me started with the Titans and Browns. So it's going to be, the biggest talking point, I would say, up until we have this thing in April. Once we get the combine, maybe some more things will happen. I would love for a massive blockbuster trade to happen. I think that'll really ramp things up to see how it all shakes out and rock and roll. There was a conversation which I loved between Cam Ward and Shador Sanders, where Cam Ward uses, I guess, like crappy balls to practice with. And his logic was, I practice the crappy balls, so when I get into the game and I get nice balls, I play better. And Shador's like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And I'm sitting there, I was like, that's the dumbest thing. What? So how I look at it, I play golf. That's my go-to sport. I'm not going to be hitting dead balls because then you don't get a true feel of the game. So when you do hit it right and when you do hit a nice shot, you're not going to know if you're practicing hitting crappy balls. You know what I mean? I understand his mindset of like, practice in the worst possible conditions. So when things are dialed in, you're humming. But I don't know. I mean, there's both. You could probably argue for both. But for me, I thought that was nuts. But it was funny to see those two interact. And of course, we've got this happening here, second time in 3 years. And I want to get everyone's thoughts and opinions about it. But of course, show's brought to you by BetUS. Right now, Chiefs open up, I believe it's -1, 2, maybe a 2-point spread. I'm sure it'll change over the next 2 weeks. Be sure to check out BetUS.com. Use the code YouTube150. Get back 150% on your first deposit. Then 125 on your next 2. But I want to ask, what are we cheering for? If you're not a Chiefs or Eagles fan, right, just already organically, what do we want to see? Do we want to see Hurts get his first one? The comeback story for Saquon Barkley? A lot of great players on that Eagles team that probably deserve a ring. Devontae Smith, past Heisman winner, A.J. Brown. A lot of superstars on that team that we all enjoy watching throughout the year, right? Then you've got the Chiefs, a team that you either love them or you hate them. You got the Swiftie drama. You got Travis Kelce. But most importantly, we're witnessing literal history. A three-peat. We've never seen before in my entire life, in our lifetime. And how I look at this is I grew up through the Tom Brady era, and I used to complain about that. That 18-0 or 18-1 season, I remember being on. I don't want them to go 18-0. Now that I'm sitting here, I wish I would have been cheering for an 18-0, and I wish they would have got it. Because I could have said I've seen it. Halfway through Brady's career, I go, what am I doing cheering against this guy? I'm a part of history. Like, this is dumb. And so that's kind of where I find myself with this Mahomes situation. Like, not that I hate Mahomes, but, you're tired of seeing people win, so you kind of just naturally go, I don't want to see them do it again. But you've won so much, you're kind of winning me over, Patty. Kind of intrigued to see it. And I love to see Andy Reid go play against his former team. Ruin it for him again. And to beat the former team and to also make history at the same time, interesting. But I love Saquon. Good guy. I want to get your thoughts on it. I think it's going to be a massive point of conversation leading up to this. The anticipation, the way the Chiefs have just got it done this year. Man, I was really hoping, honestly, if they would have went undefeated, I would have been all in on the Chiefs. Because I want to see that. And imagine a perfect season and 3 in a row. Oh, my God. That shit would have felt like a movie. Literally. I mean, it's going to feel, it's going to be close to one anyways, but by golly, it would have felt like a damn movie if that would have happened. Smash the like button, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace and love, baby.